You get done with that tour, and then what's your next assignment?
So, you get your dream sheet, right, about where you want to go when you deros, when you leave that area. And so I put in for Fort Bragg, for Fort Benning, because I wanted to go to an airborne unit, because I was airborne, but I'd never served in an airborne unit, right? They sent me to Fort Lewis, Washington. So I go to Fort Lewis, Washington, to the training center, infantry training center, okay? And when I get there, I'm made, a long story short, when I was in Korea, I also was, they found out I had a master's degree, so they pulled me off the line. And the battalion commander calls me into his office, right? So I go down there, and he says, Lieutenant Mukoyama, how you doing? Sir, I'm having a great time. I'm with soldiers, we're doing combat patrolling, and I really, and this is what I've been trained to do, and he's, so I'm happy, okay? So he says, I see you have a master's degree. I said, yes, sir. And he said, our battalion adjutant is leaving, and you have a degree in English? You can see where this is all going, right? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, how would you like to be the battalion adjutant? And I said, sir, I'm honored that you would even consider this, but I'm really happy, leading soldiers. And he said, Lieutenant, I'm not looking for happiness in my battalion. You will report on Monday morning. Yes, sir. Okay, so off I went, and I became the battalion adjutant. But that, once again, was a great experience for me, because I learned a lot of the admin stuff. And unfortunately, I also saw some bad stuff going on, which I was not happy with. I saw, because I was the adjutant, what I didn't tell you was that was at battalion level. The brigade adjutant left, and they called me up to brigade to be the brigade. Now, I'm a first lieutenant. That's a major's position, right? But I happen to be pretty good. I was the best battalion adjutant out of all the battalions. So I go up there to brigade to be the brigade adjutant. And what I found was, the officer efficiency reports, the OERs, I knew all the battalion commanders because I dealt with them all, okay? So if I, Jim Mukoyama, were to rate the battalion commanders based on their leadership, right, and I would have rated them 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? But I saw the reports going through, and it was 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's because they were looking for managers, not commanders. And so that was a tough pill to swallow. So
eye-opening for you as a young. Yeah, I know when I was the admiral's aide, and I saw, I didn't see stuff like that turned me off, but I just getting a better grip on what was happening behind the scenes was very important for me, and it helped me out, later on.